Thank you. Thank you very much. And welcome to Cats and Dogs here on Press TV with me, Lembit Öpik. And we begin with a man who thinks he's wanted by America when maybe he's really a wanted man in America. Oh yes, on March the 19th, former US President Donald Trump made the headlines great again by saying he expected to be arrested over the years-long investigation into a hush money scheme involving adult film actress Stormy Daniels. While Trump has an extensive history of civil litigation, both before and after being president, a criminal charge would represent a dramatic escalation of his legal woes as he tries to recapture the White House. Trump has complained privately he's being thrown a legal curveball only because Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg hates me. He really does. It's so bad. But Stormy has her own evidence. In fact, evidence as big as this. But what has bewildered the US judicial system is Trump's brilliant counter-argument. Trump says, I haven't seen or spoken to her since I took a picture with her on a golf course in full golf gear, including a hat, close to 18 years ago. Well, that explains it then. She got hush money because, as an adult actress, she was snapped with Donald in full golf gear, including a hat, lots of clothes, and both her hands on a huge big golf club. The horseface case, as Trump likes to call it, is, he claims, totally politically driven. So Trump has called on his supporters to protest against it. What a martyr! Is he heading for sainthood? Saint Trump of Mar-a-Lago. And if he does become a saint, maybe, for balance, Stormy Daniels could become a nun. But then again, maybe not. Incidentally, the hush money was reported to be $130,000. It was beautiful, Stormy, but it wasn't 130,000 bucks beautiful. In fact, I think you may be overcharging. Trump's detention would have serious political repercussions, but for law enforcement, there is only one setback: finding handcuffs big enough to fit Trump's big, big hands. My hands are very big, trust me, so big. What if he does end up formally defending himself? He wouldn't be the first. Bill Clinton spent years claiming he did not have sexual relations with Monica Lewinsky. And Tony Blair got away with the illegal Iraq war, probably because they couldn't fit all 24 million prosecution witnesses into the witness stand. Now, if Trump's case does continue, we could also see Trump's face on his supporters' T-shirts in another Washington riot. Who knows? But at least we do know it would be the best, most beautiful riot in the world. Really beautiful. At the same time, former US President Donald Trump has posted to Facebook for the first time after getting reinstated on the platform, saying, I'm back. Here's Donnie. Something like this, maybe.
Little pigs, let me come in. Not by the hair on your chinny chin chin. Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in. Here's Johnny.
Trump's return could do one thing. It could make Facebook great again. But there are so many other things in America also in desperate need of being made great again, like the country's banking system. It's been a year since the Federal Reserve started to raise interest rates, and now banks are starting to fall over, just like back in 2008. The collapse of Silicon Valley Bank could be just the tip of the insolvency iceberg. A new study says that, depending on certain market conditions, nearly 200 banks could face the same fate as Silicon Valley Bank. But what do people think about the second biggest bank collapse in the nation's history? The fact is, Silicon Valley Bank is too big to fail, and the government will bail it out. Imagine the world minus the Silicon Valley. I mean, who's going to ban Trump from Facebook and Twitter when there is no such thing as Facebook and Twitter? Amidst the fears of further economic blowback, there's only one person who can calm the public down. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the President of the United States and leader of the free world, Mr. Joe Biden. Mr. President, thanks for joining us here on Cats and Dogs.
Thanks for joining me on,
What's your plan to prevent another imminent banking catastrophe?
Look, I've taken one very big step to stop them from collapsing.
And what is that step, Mr. President?
I've told them not to collapse. Forthwith.
Is that it?
Well, I wasn't going to tell them to collapse. To do that, they don't need my help.
But what if telling them not to collapse doesn't work? What then?
As always, I have a plan B.
OK, what's the plan B?
Asking them to stop it again. I'll say, stop it. And this time, I really mean it.
If plan B doesn't work either, do you have a plan C?
Yeah, I have one of those too.
And let me guess, your plan C is a lot like plans A and B?
No, but plan C is quite different.
Oh, OK, what is it?
I'll just ask China for a quick loan to bail out America's failing
How can
banks.
you justify begging China to buy you out of your problems?
Heck, it's in their own interests. Because, China owns most of America anyway.
And if China says no?
Then we will have a tough choice to make.
What is that tough choice?
We'll have to ask Ukraine for some of our military aid money back.
All right, and what if they don't give it back?
Then we'll have to ask Putin to invade America.
And why would you want Putin to invade America?
Because then we'll be on the same side as Russia, and we won't have to bankroll Zelensky anymore, and that will save a fortune.
Is that logical?
Logical? This is American banking and foreign policy we're talking about here. Logic doesn't even begin to come into it.
President Biden, thank you very much. Anyway, all this suggests the US is not in good shape, and it's not all about the banks that keep collapsing. Oh yes, President Biden tripped on the Air Force One plane stairs again as he was departing Warsaw a few weeks ago. Now the FBI is looking for a body double to be used in the plane stairs scenes. But if no one can be found, then Silicon Valley, or what's left of it, will need to develop an escalator for the Air Force One plane, although that's got its risks too. Well, with so many concussions from his repeated nosedives, it's a bit of a miracle Joe Biden can still utter any sensible sentences at all. Or can he?
And by the way, I sit on the stand and it get hot. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap.
That's all for this week. Join me again next time to see how many banks are left in America, how many gaffes are left in Biden, and if Trump's heading for the White House or the jailhouse. That's all on Press TV with me, Lembit Öpik, and Cats and Dogs.